Hi everybody and welcome to the MetaTailor YouTube channel. I'm Mark and I'm here with you again to show you how to prep assets for MetaTailor. Now, in our first installment of this video, we worked on a Dark Knight character, a Fantasy Knight character, and we got assets ready to go on a character, actual clothing assets. Today, we're going to be taking a look at our assets from our SpongeBob live stream, where we were working more on avatars. I have some assets. We're going to prep everything. I'm going to show you everything that I'm working on so you can kind of see my thought process as I go over it, but it's going to be more avatar focused. So hop into Maya with me and I'll kind of walk you through my thoughts, my processes to get this ready for what, in the time of recording this video, will be a future live stream, but when you watch it, will be a past live stream. So let's go ahead and take a look at SpongeBob. All right, here we are back in Maya. So let's start by getting our title character and importing SpongeBob. So I'm gonna go ahead and just find his FBX. Now I'm working in Maya because Maya is just my default tool. Maya is what I like to use, but anything I'm doing in Maya, you can do in Blender or 3ds Max, whatever program you use. I'm not doing anything special. There's no specific reason why I picked Maya. So importing this, it looks like they've got two SpongeBobs. They've just duplicated it over once. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the right one here. Just arbitrarily picking. Otherwise, they looked identical to me. There was no real changes, no real definition change in the two of them. The polygons were the same. So I've got this SpongeBob over here on the left. He's pretty much ready to go. All I really need to do now is bump him back to center world. So I'll unlock all of his translations and rotations. And I'll move him back to the origin here. Now I will also go up to modify, freeze transformations, just to get rid of the negative 90-degree rotation on this character and just make sure they are truly set to the center of the world. And they are. Now, some of the things I start to look for in Avatar. So he's ready to go. I can export him out like this, but some things I like to peek at is, all right, so is the clothing attached to the body or not? For most avatars, to me, that would be a deal breaker. If I take away that sleeve and I don't see that this arm is connected, I probably wouldn't use this SpongeBob specifically for whatever I'm working on. And then right here, you can see the collar of his shirt that is attached to his body. I wouldn't use this for the project because I can't add new clothes to his body and arms as well. But because it's a SpongeBob-themed stream, and we've got SpongeBob right here, I will be keeping this SpongeBob. The other thing I like to peek at is under the shoes. Nope, those shoes are normal. So we've got SpongeBob here in his SpongeBob outfit, but there's not many changes I can do, so I'll just take him and export him out as is. File, export selection, go back to the place where I found him and call him SpongeBob Live. We'll still bring him into our stream. I can still add hats and glasses and everything else to this character. I just can't do much with the body. So we'll bring him in, and he is a strange body type. Like, where are we going to put the top of the legs, the knees, and all those other landmarks? That'll be interesting to see on this character, how we land some of those. Now, one thing I think I do want to do is, let's go ahead and have a little fun. Let's go ahead and delete his legs, and delete his arms, and delete his hands. Can I delete his body? Oh, it also gets rid of the pants here. So let's go ahead and take a look at our front view and deselect all of that and spin around. That looks perfect. And delete all that. And then we can delete all of this up here. And I'm going to take these right here and or go to object mode, I should say, and go to separate. And then under object, not both shoes, just one shoe. There we go. Go back to combine and pants and shirt are one. I don't know how well this will work, but we'll give it a shot. Actually, you know what we can do? We can do this. All right. Oh, there's one more cap in there. Two more caps in there. There we go. All right, so we got the shoe right there that's combined. We got the pants right here and a shirt right here that's combined. Let's combine those. And let's combine this sleeve. Or this, there shouldn't be anything here. Yeah, just the sleeve. All right, so we've got these three pieces. I'm going to hit edit, delete by history just to get all the extra group nodes out of here from combining and separating and all that other stuff. So let's go ahead and export these each out so we can grab each piece of SpongeBob as well. We'll call this SpongeBob boot. File, export selections, SpongeBob pants. File, export selections, SpongeBob sleeve. All right, SpongeBob is ready to go. We got all those pieces. Let's see what we do on the live stream. I don't know what we're going to do on the live stream. So I'm just going to delete these extra textures that are brought in. And let's go ahead and grab the next character, file, import. So Squidward, I know, is going to take a little extra, so we'll save him for the end of this video, but I will jump over to Patrick and open up Patrick. Open him up. There we go. Big old rig. Let's delete that rig. Delete the whole thing. There we go. Come to his eyes right here, and that's odd. Delete the bottom lid and this blue, like, lacrimal fluid object right there. But otherwise, Patrick's pretty much good to go. He also runs the same issue. His pants here are there's no body underneath the pants. Real quick, go ahead and merge verts, merge verts. Parts of him are unmerged. I'm going to connect everything back together. That way, when I do the next thing, like taking out his pants, I can do the same thing I do with SpongeBob. All right, so Patrick's ready to go. File, export selection, take him out of that and go back up to our Patrick folder. Patrick live. And now we can, actually what I can do is take it back. Before I did that, there we go. And I can do that part, that part, that part, that part. Everything up here. Focusing on just these pants. File, export selection, Patrick pants. Awesome. Patrick's done. All right, delete. Same thing. So the other piece I have, super simple before we jump into Squidward. It'll just take 2 seconds. It is this the Krusty Krab hat. I almost called it a Krabby Patty hat, but that's not right. This Krusty Krab hat. Let's go ahead and import this. This employee hat. This will be just a fun asset to bring in. And I'm just going to delete this bottom face under here. Like so. So that way we can throw this on anyone's head. Otherwise, this hat is perfect. File, export selection, Krabby hat. Now let's work on Squidward. So the reason why I took a peek at Squidward earlier, because I was trying to see these two different Squidwards and what we had. So the reason why we're going to do Squidward a little bit different is I'm going to grab our Squidward OBJ right here. And find him. There he is. He's kind of small, so let's go ahead and crank him up to like size 100, just like all the other ones. There we go. All right, so I like this Squidward. This Squidward has the legs that are separated. It has the body. It has the head. It has the eyes. Everything's looking good. We could probably come in. Let's see if can we add some textures real quick? Did he have a lot? He does not have any textures. So let's quick grab Squidward right here. Add a new material. Oops, new material. Let's throw a Fong on here. Because Fongs work with pretty much everything. And go to File. And let's take a peek at his textures and see what this does for us. On regular Squidward. Turn on textures. Cross our fingers. Perfect. All right, so there's Squidward. This will work really well for an avatar. His arms are out in an A pose. He's got his face right here. Coming down here. He does have a shirt on, but he's got all the little suction cups. So this Squidward's looking great. The problem is, if we take a look under this shirt, there is nothing there. There's no body. So what do we need to do? We need to find Squidward's body. So I'm going to go to Object Mode and choose Separate. And I can start grabbing things and hiding them. And hiding them. and hiding them. So I'm just focused in on this shirt, which lets me delete that cap inside there and delete the cap inside there. You can see there's clearly a cap up there. Delete that. Come on down. And there we go. So I can take this now and combine. And let's quick export it out in case we need it. Export selection. Go back up to regular Squidward. And call this the Squid shirt. I can now delete that. Oop, we missed something. We missed that sleeve cuff. So let's grab all of this and hit combine. Vertex mode, merge verts, 0.001. Object mode, there we go. Back to normal. Okay, now let's try that one more time. Export selection, just overwrite it. There we go. And delete. All right, so now we can unhide all of these other parts that we hid. And we need to get a new body. So this is where I was taking a peek at the other model because I was going to bring in assets from this other model, and I realized this other model does have a body. So I'm going to grab all this, edit, delete all by type history, and I'm going to quick give it a combine. And I'm going to delete all by type history again. I got a fast way of doing it. That way I can just delete that whole group and delete that whole group and not be affected by it. Okay, so let's import the other Squidward. File, import. Go back up, and you'll see it's called Bubble Bowl Squidward. Source, grab that costume right there. If we hide this one and take a look at this one, we'll see, oh, he's small as well. So let's crank that up to 100. And there he is. And we've got this Bubble Bowl Squidward. Let's take a look at our textures. This Squidward also does not have any textures. So let's start with the body of the body. Add new material, throw a Fong on there. And go to our color file. Let's take a look. Desktop, Bubble Bowl, textures. Okay. There's the base color, I grabbed the wrong one. I was just trying to peek at him, but that's okay because I can edit that very quickly. So he has his shirt under there as well. We might have to play with this a little bit. Then we can grab you, add new material, throw another Fong on there. Color file, we know that's going to be base color 2. What is that? What is that? All right. Set existing material, Fong. There we go. Good. So do a new material for his face. It worked for everything but his eyes, which is strange. That was, let's do some organizing in here. So, wrong one does not exist on this character. That's the other character. So, grab you, call you Squid body. Call you Squid B body. Call you Bubble Bowl. And call you face. I'll call it Bubble Bowl face. Let's graph this network. And I'm going to take you off of transparency. What does that do for us? That fixes the eyelid and the eyes. There we go. All right. So good news is this coat and hat are all set to go. I can export these out and get rid of them. So let's go ahead and grab these outfits real quick. Let's focus in on them first because there we go. We got to go to face mode and vertex mode. merge reverts. 0, 1. Face mode. Grow that selection, grow that selection. Shrink that selection, delete. Go, let's shoot across, do the same thing. Vertex. Where are you? There you are. Keep going our way. Two faces, delete. The top and bottom. I can see my way through. That's all I need to know. All right, so now I can grab you, file, export selection, bring it back up to Bubble Bowl Squid, and call this Bubble Bowl Coat. And I'm done with this now. I'm going to delete this. And I'll hit Control 1, grab back our hat. Focus on you. You're pretty good. I'll leave you as is. I'm not going to delete anything. So File, Export Selection, Bubble Bowl Hat, and delete you. All right. So now we've got this body here, which is the right body shape, but the wrong colors. And let's go ahead and see. Got those. Let's go ahead and bring in. So that's your head. Let's bring in this Squidward. So we can use that Squidward, which means we can get rid of this head. And you can notice that the feet on this Squidward are better because they have the gap. The feet on this Squidward right here are connected. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these feet right here. With those feet deleted, let's go ahead and hit Control 1, bring everything back. So we want to try to connect this body to this head. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of my magic and move my pivot point to the back part of the neck here and snap that up. Let's turn on our wireframe and snap that back up the back of this neck here, because at the end of the day, I think they use just a very similar model. And now let's scale that up till it just about matches. There, we can bring that down to here. And back to here. All right, now let's hit Control 1 and let's start to delete some of these faces. We'll start kind of getting rid of anything that's blue on the hands. We can get rid of all that right there. And we can go even back a little bit farther to like right here and delete that, and even right here and delete that. And that's where we can start our connection. Right there. And then we can do the same kind of around our waist right here. I'll even delete it kind of a little bit more like there. It was too high in the back there. Let's delete it like there. Awesome. All right. We can maybe scale this up a little bit more. And with you guys, we can start to separate. And maybe take you, and I will recombine you guys to get all these suction cups down here. Combine. I can scale you down a little bit. And same idea, bring you up till you're close enough. There we go. Not perfect, but we're close. Let's get that just a little bit more. So they didn't use the same base body, which would have made life a little bit easier. That's pretty good. All right. Let's bring you guys down. All right, I'm going to pause the stream. I'm going to do a little cleanup of some of this mesh here real quick, stuff that's just boring, see if I can't get this connected a little bit better. But the idea is I'm going to try to up the resolution of the body here to maybe get a little bit of a better connection. So I will be right back. Let me see if I can't clean this up, and we'll see what we can do. All right, so I went through and I touched up Squidward. I got these proper hands attached. I got the legs attached. I got the body. So now it'll be a lot easier to throw on clothes on top of him without worrying about this being a piece that's off or anything like that. I mean, it'll still have this texture. We could always go in and change this texture if we wanted to something else, but for now, that'll be fine. We can throw shirts or whatever we want on top of them. It'll just end up being like a undershirt. hey, we got a whole Squidward model. So it just took a little bit of cleaning up and merging verts and stuff like that, but we're ready to go. Overall, I probably wouldn't do this for a model. If a model had that, like I said, with the SpongeBob, I'd probably skip that model. But because we're trying to have fun for the stream, I decided to keep it that way. All right. And that's it. Those are our avatars for me, next week's stream. For you, last week's stream. So go ahead, give that stream a watch, take a look at it. These are how we prep those assets in Maya to get them ready to bring into MetaTailor, and we'll see how well this works. All of these avatars and stuff could be a complete flub. I don't know yet. We'll find out together. That's it, everybody. I will see you later. See you at the live streams. Go get dressed. Bye.